I've had 3 huge limbs fall out of some trees lately near my house. And then we got home a couple of days ago and this big limb had fell on a tree out near our road. Wouldn't be that big a deal. I would just cut it up and kind of drag it across the yard, do my best with it, bring it to my burn pile. But there's a little more complications with this one. The problem is this branch is a whole lot bigger than it looks. There's kind of where the top of it starts, goes all the way to the ground. There's some around this part of the tree. And it keeps on going all the way out into this pasture, way back to there. And it's a pretty big trunk. It's kind of like a small tree fell, even though it's a branch out of this bigger tree. That branch is huge. But what it did is it fell on this barbed wire, and it's concaved all this barbed wire and made it hang down. I would say that's only about 2 foot off the ground now, whereas it used to be about 4 foot tall. Not that big a deal, but there is a horse in this pasture. Zooming in, you can see the horse back there. I don't know if the horse would try to get out, but this isn't my fence. This is the neighbor's fence. That's his horse. And it's my limb because the tree is on my side. And so I need to deal with this. Now, it's gonna be hard. I may have to try to crank my big chainsaw, which people are probably saying, yeah, you're gonna have to have the big chainsaw. I realize that. But what I'm thinking is I might get started by cutting some of these branches. Like for instance, the branch that's laying there pushing down most of the weight of this is about 3 inches. I have a little mini chainsaw that I bought, and I think that chainsaw will handle like that part. And then I could take this part and drag it away, and I could work my way to the middle. And I'm over to the other side now, and some of these branches that are kind of just hanging down, I could cut them, say up there, and then drag all this brush away and kind of get it down to the bare bones. Because even if I took a chainsaw and I cut the other part, I still couldn't drag it across my yard. Now, the big old trunk, it's gonna have to stay in that pasture. There's nothing I can do about that. But what my goal is to try to cut as much of this little stuff off as I can, drag it to my own burn pile and get it out of the way. And then what I'm kind of hoping is that I can get in here and just push this limb off of the fence and let it roll to the side or something. Not sure if that's gonna happen. Probably gonna need some help, but I don't have any help right now. It's just me. And some of this stuff laying here has already broke off. It broke off on impact. So I'm just gonna try to grab some of this right now and pull on it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I was able to grab that big branch and just pull it. I need to get it about another 100 feet across my yard, but it's doable. I can see already there's going to be a lot of little debris. That's fine. I can deal with little debris. That helped a good bit, just dragging that out of there. So an unplanned thing is dealing with this, but I want to be a good neighbor. I want to get this off of his fence. I don't want him riding by for 3 or 4 or 5 days thinking we're just ignoring it and we're not going to do anything about it. So here we go. That's my plan. A young lady that does Harmon Homestead had reviewed these small mini chainsaws the other day. I don't know if you say it's Saker or Soccer. It's S-A-K-E-R. I'll just say Saker. But it's a little mini chainsaw. This one has a 4-inch blade. You can order it with a 6-inch blade. But I ordered me one because I need things like this. I need a small, simple little chainsaw that I can use. The big one is big, and you have to pull cord it to start it and everything. And I'm not real comfortable with it, but I may have to get it out and I may have to just suck it up and try it to get this big log off of the fence. But for all the little things, I can just use my little chainsaw. I've been using it all around the property to cut azalea bush branches and do a lot of trimming up. I'm trying to just kind of slowly button up my property for the winter and make it look good for when I quit mowing. Everything will look trimmed up, and that way in the spring, when things grow out, it'll grow out not wild and stuff. It'll grow out kind of planned the way I'm trimming things. So that's what I'm working on little by little. That's a little by little thing. But I have this little mini chainsaw and I like it. Now this isn't an official review. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. They did contact me and they did offer to send me one. I told them I had already ordered one. So I just told them to keep it. I realized I probably could have got one for free and just lied, but I really don't roll that way. I had already ordered it. I'm happy with it. If you want to go to Harmon Homestead and look at her review of it, do that. She showed you how to put it together. She showed you how to use it all around her yard. And she has a link in her description to where you can order it, and she probably will get a little commission from it. So do that if you want to get one of these. I will say I like it. They did send me something to review it online, just, 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever. And so far I give it a 5-star. I've kind of put it through a beating. I put it through a beating and it's doing fine. It's holding up fine. So, I got the one where I ordered it where it came with 2 batteries. So when my battery starts running out of juice, I have another battery I hook up really quick and I can keep on working. I think it's worth it to have the 2 batteries. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna use to get going on this. We're supposed to be leaving to go somewhere in about an hour, so I won't get this finished today, but I'll kind of show you what it looks like. And hopefully when I get to the part of this big log, hopefully I can just push it off the fence. But if not, I'll have to get the big chainsaw out and we'll see how that goes. I wanted to say that we have had a problem with limbs falling lately like crazy. It's because we've had no rain for about 3 months. We just got a little bit Sunday, but believe me, we have been dry for 3 months. I can see another big branch. You see it right there? And that's the big long branch attached to it. That's gonna fall here soon. It's actually just a little off to the side. It's not quite right over my head, but it makes me nervous. And so I know that one's coming down soon. You can see right there, that's where this limb broke off. That's a huge trunk there, but it just broke off and fell to the ground. We do get hurricanes and tropical depressions and tropical storms here in Louisiana. We have been blessed that we have not got one this year. I don't know how, because the Gulf is hot. It's been just the perfect atmosphere for storms. But we have not gotten any, and I hope we don't, because if we do, it doesn't even have to be a catastrophic hurricane. If we just get something with good steady winds, there's going to be damage on a lot of houses, because these trees are brittle. They're just as brittle as they can be. Normally limbs don't just fall like this all the time. Trees always shed and limbs will fall when they're dead or whatever. But these are big, green, healthy limbs. They're simply just breaking off from weight because all the limbs are so brittle. And if we were to have a storm right now, I can tell you, we would have horrible damage, not just here, but in all the areas because of these limbs breaking off. So thank goodness we haven't had one, and I hope we don't. I hope we finish out this hurricane season without any major storms. It feels good to accomplish something. Of course, I was right. I can't push this all by myself. And that's as high up as I can reach to cut without getting a ladder. I don't have time today. But I got all those limbs cut off. But look at my yard. Look at my yard. Look at that. I gotta drag all that to the burn pile. I've got stuff everywhere. And I need to bring a rake over here and really clean up once this is all done. But with just a little extra elbow grease, we'll get this pushed off the fence. You can already tell that some of the barbed wire has come up. It's come up. It's not all compacted anymore. So this wasn't on my agenda today, but I'm glad I walked out here to get it done. I'm kind of glad these limbs that want to fall are going to go ahead and fall, so that maybe if we get a severe thunderstorm or some other type of straight line winds or something, we don't have a catastrophe. I got a little lugging to do, good bit of cleanup to do, but this feels good. I feel like I got it done, I got it accomplished. Never underestimate what you can get done, even by yourself. You may not get it 100% there, but you can get it 95% there. And this feels good. And I would recommend some type of little mini chainsaw, whether it's this Saker brand or some other brand. This came in handy. And should I have had a weather emergency where something poked through our roof or did something at our house or blocked us in the doorway, I'm gonna keep this thing in the house with me so that I'll have it handy if I ever need it. I'm kind of thinking of it as a prep, as a safety measure, and I'm gonna keep it charged. I'm gonna keep it in its case, and it's gonna stay in the house with me. Well, this is the next afternoon. Yard is cleaned up. All that's left is that big trunk. It's not that it's huge, but it is connected to the main big body part of this branch. See, and it goes all the way out there. And when I push on it, the whole tree is weighting it down and it doesn't want to move. I did try my chainsaw, but it was a no-go. I couldn't pull it more than 2 inches out of the little pocket. I don't know how my son does it. I'm gonna get him Saturday or Sunday, whatever day he's free this weekend, to come cut this. He'll just have to make a cut like right there. This part will fall off. I'll go put it in my burn pile, and the rest can stay out here in the pasture. So I didn't get it all done, but I got a lot of it done. I'm gonna count that as a win. This is Lainey from Hilltop Homeplace. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.